What is up everyone, my name is Naomi and welcome back to another video on TPL locks. Today I thought I'd switch it up and do a Q&A because you've been asking me a lot of questions in the previous videos. So I picked a few comments from those comment sections and I will be answering them for you today. So the first question is from Natty Ank and they are asking, you have some really dope freeforms. How did you do the last two sets? So first of all, I don't know if I'm pronouncing your name right, your username. I'm sorry if I don't, but thank you. My hair is actually not really freeform. The last two sets. So if you've seen my previous videos, I shared with you guys that I've had dreadlocks before. I've actually had dreadlocks many times before because I'm very picky sometimes when it comes to getting dreadlocks, and I'm very impatient often, and I want to switch it up, and then I want to freeform, then I want to retwist my hair. I keep changing it up and I always end up combing them out or cutting them. I hope that this time is truly different, but I would be lying to you if I'm saying that I'm sure that I won't cut my hair. So the last two sets I did, so the previous set I did exactly the same as I did my set right now, which is retwisting. If you've seen my starting dreadlocks video, you can see me actually do it. I take a comb, I take some lock and twist gel, and I part my hair and twist them into twists. And then I sleep with something on my head for the first few, I'd say, weeks. I wash my hair after about 3 to 4 weeks for the first time, and then I just keep retwisting until they start locking. The set before that, I experimented with way more because my hair doesn't lock up very quickly. I would use interlocking as well, which is when you pull your dreadlock through the root and then you pull it through, and then you keep doing that from all different sides so that your hair kind of becomes a knot. And then the lock is locked way quicker because you help it knot. However, there are some disadvantages to doing this, so I wouldn't advise this to anyone who is starting out without fully knowing what you're getting yourself into. I also experimented a bit with a crochet hook. So I use a crochet hook to kind of speed up the locking process, especially for the locks in the front. In the front, my hair is very fine, finer compared to the rest of my hair, so I became impatient and I kind of tried to help some of the locks out, especially if you're looking at locks like this. They are so thin and so fine, and it'll take quite a long time for those locks to lock up by themselves. So I did manipulate my hair a lot 2 sets ago, a little less the previous set, and the same goes for this set right now. So before I go to the next question, let me show you guys my hair right now. So as of today, my locks are 5 months old, 5 months in a few days. So the 31st of October is actually my lock date. What you could see when I was showing you my locks is that these locks are way smaller compared to the locks I had before. And this is because when you start locking your hair, there comes a point where no more hair starts falling out. And hair falling out is a natural process for everybody. You lose a number of hairs every day. And if you lock your hair, those hairs will still let go of your scalp, but they will remain in your locks. So over time, you'll naturally get thicker locks than you started out with. And this is something that I did not know before I started my locks. So I started my locks at a certain thickness, and they started becoming thicker and thicker, which is why this time I've started my locks thinner than I actually want them, because I know that eventually they will end up a bit thicker than they look right now, and that's probably what I'm looking for most. Something cool that I picked up from the previous video, which was Valerie June's lock review video, is that she said she has a vision for her locks. So when she got locks, she decided to get dreadlocks, she kind of wrote down and visualized what she wanted her locks to look like. And she said it helped her to actually not maintain her hair, to let her hair freeform and do its thing so that it will eventually look the way she envisions it. She said it really kept me going, even at times where you start doubting if you still want locks or if you still think it's worth to walk around with the baby locks. And I think this goes for a lot of people. They usually are in love with the idea of getting dreadlocks, and then throughout their journey they start looking at their hair and thinking, is it ever going to look the way I want it to look? And then they may end up cutting it before they can actually see the result. So I really like that. I think for me, Jaden Smith, when he still had his dreadlocks, was probably what my vision of locks is like. I don't think I would shave the bottom, so he shaved the bottom of his hair, of his head. I don't think I would do that, but I think the way his locks looked, they're a bit messy, but also very well maintained. That's exactly what I'm looking for. So that was a very long answer to the first question. I swear that the next questions, the answers will not be this long. The next question is from Shelly Powers. She asks, are you plant-based? If so, please can we get some eat what I eat in a day videos or Q&A on your lifestyle choices? New sub, can't wait to see lock updates. Thank you, Shelly, for leaving a comment. So for the people who don't know what it means to be plant-based, if someone's having a plant-based diet, that means that they don't eat any products that are from animals, and they don't eat, or they minimize the amount of processed foods they eat. I'm not sure where Shelly found out that I actually really enjoy having part of my diet plant-based. I don't think I said any of this in videos before, but thank you for addressing this, Shelly, because actually, yes, I do try to have at least a 50% plant-based diet, which means that 50% of my meals don't include animal products. No dairy, no meat, and no other products like honey or any product that comes from an animal. I also try to minimize the amount of processed food that I have. So I always think if the food comes from directly from a plant or from a tree, you don't have to refine it in order to get the product. Those are usually the foods that I try to eat. I must say I'm not very successful with this every time. I would like to be more around like 80% plant-based now. If you would like to see what I eat in a day or other lifestyle things that I do, things that I enjoy, comment down below, because then I can add a video here and there for you guys, maybe even a vlog, so you can kind of see more what I'm about outside of these vlog videos. So the next question is from Ayana Cheech, and she asks, where are you from? I like the way you speak. Well, thank you, Ayana. I don't really get to hear this very often, I must say. I am from the Netherlands, which is a small country next to Germany and kind of next to England, if the sea wasn't in between us. I was born and raised in Amsterdam, where I am right now. My mom is Dutch, and my dad was born in England, in the UK, and his parents are from the Caribbean. So if you know St. Vincent and the Grenadines, that's where my dad is from, his family is from. My accent is the way it is because here a lot of us get taught English very early in school. I think we start when we are like 7, and most of the TV shows are American TV shows, so we get exposed to English language very, very soon. So the next question is from Batowski Blitz, and he or she asks, how did you start your locks, that pineapple life? I don't know who you should review next, but great video. Thank you, Batowski Blitz. I started my locks, like I said, retwisting them with just a bit of lock gel, with a comb, twisting my hair. I must say, for the people who want to do this, if I could go back and change something, I would make sure to ease my scalp into the washing routine that I have right now. Because to this day, even 5 months down the road, I still find that I get kind of dandruff sometimes, even though I use shampoo to combat dandruff. Because I feel like my scalp is still trying to get used to the fact that I only wash my hair once every 2 weeks instead of once every 3 days. So if you start locks and you wash your hair quite often, first try to wash your hair less often before you start getting locks, because then your scalp is a bit more relaxed, I feel, and you have less issues with your scalp. So the next comment is from Alicia. And Alicia, if you're watching, thank you for commenting. I feel like you comment on many of my videos, and I really appreciate that you are enjoying my content. On one of my videos, she said, "Another great TPL production. I would love it if you would announce the person who will be featured next at the end of your video." I will actually do that. I think this is a really great comment. So I will actually announce right now who is the next person that I will review. I've already said his name in this video. He's one of my favorite dreadlock heads of all time. Unfortunately, he's not a dreadhead anymore. His name is Jaden Smith. So next video will be the evolution of Jaden Smith's dreadlocks. Alicia also said it would be great to see your locks in each feature. I know I'm probably asking a lot. Nice hat, by the way. Thank you, Alicia. I really appreciate the support. You are actually the reason why I'm making this video now, showing you guys my locks. I thought you guys wouldn't be very interested in these types of videos, but I guess I can mix it up a little, do some reviews, do some videos on my own hair, and if you're interested, even more videos on my lifestyle and the things that I do outside of making videos on TPL locks. So now we've arrived at the last question. The last question is from Irene Righteousness. She says, "Freeformers, how long have you been growing them now? Any tips or questions? Mine are freeformed from a bold cut." I am not a freeformer. I get that you are probably directing this comment towards fellow freeformers who are watching this video, or the video that the comment was left on. How long have you been growing them now? Any tips or questions? I will just answer these questions for myself. I've been growing my locks for 5 months and a few days. I think it's 4 days. Any tips or questions? I think I already gave some tips throughout this video. I think some more tips that I could give you is really understand what type of locks you want to get. I will make a different video on the types of locks that you can get, because some people say there's only one way to have locks, and that's free-forming, and all the other ways of getting locks is actually not having dreadlocks. I'd say to each their own. If it comes down to me, I'd say there are very many different ways to start your dreadlocks. You can do interlocking, you can use a crochet hook, you can backcomb, you can do a twist and rip method, you can just twist your hair, you can put fake dreadlocks in your hair, you can do all sorts of things to get dreadlocks. So I think in the next few weeks I'll work on a video explaining which types of locks people get and why. And I think my biggest tip to anyone looking to get dreadlocks is that think about what you want with your hair. Why are you getting dreadlocks? Do you want to get beautiful styles? Do you want your hair to look super neat? Do you want your hair to look crazy like Bob Marley or like Nadine Clark? Or do you want a more neat look? Because all of these things require a different approach. And I think many people rush into getting dreadlocks without thinking about how much they have to maintain them, how long it will take for them to get the locks that they envision themselves having. So really think about this for a while before you get dreadlocks, because it would be such a pity to get locks and then get to a certain point where you don't enjoy having them anymore, and then having to comb them out for days on end, or having to cut your hair. So that would be my last tip for this video. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys for 500 subscribers, which is amazing. Thank you guys for watching, commenting, and I will see you in the next video with Jaden Smith. Peace.